Most new agents lose clients before the deal even starts, and they have no idea that it happened. They showed up, they had all their stats ready, they said all the things they were taught to say in the classroom, yet the client listed or signed with somebody else. Here's what I want to show you today. Talking to real estate clients without sounding salesy. It's not about having a slicker script. It's about understanding why people trust some agents and not others, and then doing those things consistently. I've been coaching real estate agents in the Philadelphia market for almost 6 years, and this is one of the most common things I see new agents lack. It's not the market, it's not the competition, it's how they talk to people. The first thing is very simple. Stop making it all about you and your resume and all the cool things your brokerage does, and start caring more about them and their situation. I get it. You worked hard to get your license. You went through all this training. You want to prove to people that you know what you're doing. So when you sit down with a new client or potential client, you get right into it. You want to tell them all the things your brokerage does. You want to tell them all those things you learn in the classroom, how many homes your brokerage sold, blah, blah. But the client's sitting there thinking about how they're going to afford this move. They're thinking about how they're going to sell their house in their time frame, whether they can even trust this process. There's a gap between what you're talking about and what they're talking about. And until you close that gap, nothing else will land. But the fix is very simple. Before you say anything else about you, your brokerage, your company, say this. Before I get into anything on my end, I just want to make sure I have an understanding of where you are today. That's it. Then stop talking. You'll learn more in the next 3 minutes than most agents in the next 3 meetings, because you gave them permission to tell you what's going on in their world. The second thing is ask a good question and then shut up and listen. Lots of agents have been taught to do a needs analysis, which is good in theory, but in practice, it actually turns into a checklist. Timeline, budget, bathrooms, bedrooms, neighborhoods, financing, back to back to back to back. The client feels like they're doing paperwork instead of having a conversation. Here's what I teach the agents that I coach. Pick a question, go deep. Don't move on until you actually understand what they said. So here's an example. What's your price range? Stop right there. Don't move on to how many bedrooms and how many bathrooms after that. What's your price range? What makes that number important? Can you tell me more about that? Can you tell me a little bit about your monthly payment budget? Because now they're telling you a story and what's important to them. Ask them how they feel. Question with more curiosity attached to it is better than any presentation you'll ever give anybody. The third thing, and this is very important, swap the word why for what. It's small, but it changes everything. When a potential client tells you something, we're thinking about selling or we're thinking about buying, and you say why, there's a little bit of defensiveness that might kick in. Why sounds like a challenge, like you're questioning their decision before you even know what it is. But if you say something like, what makes buying in the next 30 days important to you, the whole tone will shift. You're inviting them to tell you their story instead of defend their choice. And as they're opening up to you, they're actually revealing what matters most to them. People who feel questioned usually get guarded. One of these moves your conversation forward, the other one stalls it. Try it in your next consultation. Just that one little swap. You'll get more information in 10 minutes than you used to. The fourth thing is stop pitching and start positioning. There's a big difference between pitching yourself and positioning yourself, and your clients 100% can feel it. Pitching sounds like this. My brokerage has a 97% list to sell ratio. I got an award last month. I have a 36-point marketing system. That all might be true, but it's a commercial. It's a broadcast. It has nothing to do with what the client may or may not have just told you. Positioning sounds like this. Based on what you just shared, you need to be out of your house by June, and you don't want a lot of disruption during that process. Here's what I would do during that situation. What are your takeaways there? Do you have anything to add or share? The shift is this. Don't talk about what you do in general. You talk about what you do for them, specifically based on what they just told you. That separates you from at least 90% of the agents in your market today. The fifth thing is use their words, not the industry words. Real estate has a lot of vocabulary. Comps, days on market, absorption rate, buyer agency agreement, list to sale ratio. When you drop that kind of language and words on that first time home buyer that might be nervous, or somebody who hasn't sold a house in 20 years, one of two things will happen. Either they just nod their head and pretend to understand. Or number two, they pull back because they feel like you're not connecting or listening to them. Here's the rule. Use whatever words they use. If they call it the backyard, you call it the backyard. If they say, we want something move-in ready, you use the same language. It's just about making people feel heard. And when people feel heard, they trust you. And when they trust you, they move forward with you. That's it. Very simple. The sixth thing is handle objections with curiosity. Don't fight back. Most agents are taught to overcome objections, but it may also make your clients feel like they're being managed. When you get an objection, your body starts to get tense. You may start speaking louder. What was that I memorized in real estate school? And you try that magic line and it doesn't work. So always make sure to isolate when you get an objection. Great. I really appreciate you saying that. So besides X, is there any other reason you couldn't put me to work today? Because when you isolate, now what if there's 5 other things? Okay, no, it's just the one problem. Great. Now I can get curious, like I told you before, and ask questions around that objection. So you validated them. You made the responsibility about your communication and not their hesitation, and you opened up a real door for them to open up to you about what's really holding them back. Here's what every single real estate agent needs to hear today. When people say, I need to think about it, 99% of the time, it never means I need more time. It just means I have a concern that I haven't shared out loud with you yet. Your job is to push through that and figure out what's really going on. That's where the real conversations happen. Here's what I want you to take away from everything I just went over with you today. The agents clients trust the most are not the ones who say the best things. They're the ones that make clients feel that they're actually being listened to. That's it. Everything else, the questions, the language, the positioning, it all comes back to that. Conversations create opportunities. Opportunities create appointments. Appointments create contracts, but none of those things ever happen without trust in place. If you found this video helpful, or if you have a specific struggle that you're facing in your business right now, comment below. I read every and all comment, and I'm more than happy to help you. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button if this video inspired you, and I'd love to hear a couple key takeaways.